Good morning, my dear students. Welcome to the online video class session of sociology. So before going to lesson, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Dr. Maitri Ramlu, faculty of political science and as well as sociology in TTWRDC Karimnagar. So I am going to teach today the concept of sociology. So before going to details in the class, I'm very thankful to our beloved secretary, Dr. R.S. Praveen Kumar sir, who has given a wonderful opportunity to the faculty members. The society is taken initiative to conduct the best online lecture competitions to the faculty and as well as the best student teacher uh, competition to the students. So I'm very happy to be part of in the best online lecture competition as a faculty member. So before going to in details about my class, I was prepared PPT for the convenience of the students. So the PPT gives a kind of understanding to the students. So it gives a better understanding than the normal teaching. So the age PPT is one of the best source to the students, exclusively to the higher level students like graduates. So let me share my PPT. So welcome to the best online lecture competition for faculty members. So I already introduced myself that I am Dr. Maitri Ramlu, DTWRDC Karimnagar. So here I am going to teach about the fundamentals of sociology. So the fundamentals of sociology is the paper one. So in the fundamentals of sociology, I would like to teach today the unit third. The unit third exclusively deals about the culture, sociological process, and institutions. So here in this chapter, we would like to learn what is culture and its characteristics. So before going to in detail about the culture and its characteristics, we will also analyze a brief introductory session of the culture and sociology. And there are various kinds of definitions about the concept of culture. And there are different kinds of characteristics about the culture. So, and at the same time, it has its own functions of the culture. So these are the things we need to discuss in detail today's class. So my dear students, so if we go in detail about the concept of sociology, the sociology is one of the youngest of all the social sciences. So there are various social science disciplines like history, economics, political science, anthropology, psychology, philosophy, and sociology. So this is one of the youngest of all the social sciences. Actually, the sociology is the word sociology is derived from the two words. One is the Latin word and another one is the Greek word. If we go in detail about the words or the meanings of the particular words, the Latin word which is socios, the word social is derived from the Latin word socios, so which means a companionship, or we can say associate, or we can say friendship, or we can also say it is a togetherness. And another word, another Greek word, the logos. The logos means a study or a science. So it means overallly, it means the sociology means the science of society. So it deals with exclusively with the human beings. and the society. So science is nothing but, so what is science? Science is nothing but it is a systematic study which is deals about the knowledge, which is deals about the human beings. And if we go in detail about the concept of science, the science is broadly categorized into two categories, such as physical sciences and as well as social sciences. The social sciences, there are various disciplines within the social sciences. I already mentioned that history, economics, political science, anthropology, sociology, philosophy, these all are considered as the social sciences. So the social sciences exclusively deals about the society and its environment. But whereas the sociology exclusively deals about the society. So the society is nothing but a group of people. The group of people where there is a common habitudes, common traditions, common culture is called a society. So the sociology is joined in the social science family at the latter stage of 19th century. So before that, it has part of various social sciences. So before that, it doesn't have a separate discipline. There is no a separate branch or separate identity to the social science before the 19th century. But it is part of the anthropology, and it is part of the political science. It is part of the history. So like this, it is studied under the various social sciences. But when it was joined as separate discipline in the social sciences in the 19th century with the effort of the French philosopher, the Auguste Comte. So that is why Auguste Comte is considered as the father of sociology. So he was one of the French philosopher who is considered as the father of sociology. So if we go in details about the concept of sociology in details, there were different kinds of definitions were given by different sociologists. So Auguste Comte is one of the French sociologists and is considered as the father of sociology. So he is defined that sociology is nothing but the science of social phenomena. So according to Comte, the sociology is nothing but the science of social phenomena. So here, what is science? Science is nothing but a systematic study or systematic analysis. So here, the sociology is nothing but the systematic study or systematic analysis about the sociology or society. So that is why it was defined, it was given a clear-cut definition to the concept of sociology, that the sociology is the science of social phenomena. And another sociologist, Kinsley Davis. So Kinsley Davis is one of the American sociologists. So he defined that sociology is a general science of society. So he also given a same definition. The word science is again repeated in the Kinsley Davis definition. So he defined that it is a general science of society. So again, we can say that it is a systematic study about the society. And then the third sociologist, Morris, Harris, Harry M. Johnson. So Harry M. Johnson also belongs to American sociologists. So he defined that sociology is the science that deals with the social groups. So there are various kinds of social groups within the society, like family, school, institutions, political parties. So these are all our social institutions. So it deals about the social institutions. And the fourth one is Emily Durkheim's. So Emily Durkheim's is one of the famous sociologists. So he was defined as the sociology as the science of social institutions. So here the definitions are very similar almost all the definitions are giving the same meaning. The sociology is nothing but a science of society, or a science of social institutions. And another one is the Robert E. Park. The Robert E. Park was one of the USA sociologists. So he defined that sociology is the science of social behavior of an individual. So his definition is somewhat different from the others' definitions. He was stressed on the human behavior. So according to Park, the sociology is nothing but it is a science of social behavior of an individual. An individual behavior is different from one to another. So it is studies about the all the individuals' human behavior. It is called sociology. And the sixth one is Marshall Jones. So Marshall Jones also uh, belongs to the French philosophers. So he is defined that sociology is the study of man in relation with the men. So the definition is very clearly mentioned about the relation of man in relation with the men. So it studies about the human beings' relations. So these are the definitions which are given by the exponent, the famous sociologists. And finally, Obgam Namkif. So Obgam Namkif is one of the sociologists. He was defined that sociology is the scientific study of the social life of an individual. So it is also a very relevant to the others definitions. So here the Namkif definition is somewhat relevant to the Park definitions. So it is the scientific study of social life of an individual. So here some of the images are given for the sake of your understanding. So the first one is the father of sociology, Auguste Comte, and the second one is Kingsley Davis, and the third one is Harry M. Johnson, and fourth one is Emily Durkheim, and fifth one is Park. So these are the eminent sociologists who are contributed or dedicated their entire life for the sake of the development of the concept of sociology. And each and every subject or each and every subject has its own concepts or terminologies. So that particular terminologies of that particular subject is gives a clear cut about that particular concept. So likewise, the sociology also it has its own concept like culture. So here culture is one of the most important concepts of sociology or social sciences. So culture it appears in political science, the political culture. Culture it appears in history. Culture it appears in economics. Culture it appears in anthropology. But it is very relevant to the sociology. So that is why it is one of the most important concept of all the social sciences, and particularly it is very familiar in the study of sociology. So the study of a society is incomplete without proper understanding of the culture of that particular society. If we understand the culture of a particular society, we can easily estimate or we can easily illustrate or we can easily hypothesize about that particular society. So that is why as a sociologist, we have to aware about the culture of particular society. Then only we can easily analyze about that particular society. So culture is learned and shared behavior of a community. So it is a learned and shared behavior. So we can, and as a member of a society, we can learn the culture from others. And which what we learned, that culture we can share to others with our behavior. So that is why The culture is learned and shared behavior of a community of interacting human behavior. So it exclusively deals about the human beings' interaction with others. So that is why the culture is way of life, because culture is linked with the life. If there is life, it has its own culture. If there is no culture, there is no meaning of life. So that is why the culture and the society is inseparable. If where there is a society, there should be a culture. It has its own culture. So that is why the culture and the society is inseparable. It is not possible to divide. So that much of relation has in between the society and the culture. So because sociology deals about the society. So indirectly, the culture as inseparable with the sociology. So man brought up in cultural environment, it is unique position of man. So man is a social animal because he cannot survive without the help of the society. So the father of political science, Aristotle, stated long back that man is a social animal. He cannot survive without the help of society. If a particular person or a person is surviving without the help of society, he might be mad or he might be God. He is not a human being. So that is why the man brought up in the cultural environment since from the birth to his death. So it is distinguishing qualities of human society. The culture is the distinguishing qualities of human society. It is distinguishes the human behavior and the society. So that is why it is distinguishing qualities of human society. The concept of culture also defined by various sociologists. For example, Malinowski. Malinowski is one of the famous sociologists. So he was worked on the culture. So according to him, culture is the accumulative creation of man. It is a cumulative creation of man. It is not a biological or it is not a inheritance. It is the creation of man. The culture is created by the man on the in the society. And the second one is Graham Wallis. So he also defined the concept of culture, that culture as an accumulation of thoughts and values. So it is nothing but it is an accumulation of thoughts and values. The both, accumulation of both. So that is called culture. And CC North is defined that it is culture is consists in the instruments by man to assist and satisfy his wants. So here what is trying to say is that an individual is assist or satisfy his wants through the culture. So it is nothing but the culture is an instrument to fulfill the human being's needs and wants. And Edward F. B. Taylor, he also defined the concept of culture, that culture is the complex of whole. It includes knowledge, beliefs, arts, morals, capabilities, and habits, which is acquired by the man. So as a member of the society, all the qualities are imbibed by the human beings. So that is culture. So it is nothing but it is a complex of whole. It is a complex of knowledge. It is complex of beliefs, arts, morals, capabilities, and also habits. So these all as complex of whole as a culture. And J.R. Firth also defined the concept of culture, that culture refers accumulated resource of material as well as non-material. So there are two kinds of material culture. So it is in the form of material culture and it is in the form of non-material culture. For example, material culture is nothing but it has its own physical structure, and whereas the non-material culture is doesn't have a physical structure. For example, the beliefs, ideas, thoughts, it doesn't have a proper physical structure, but the material culture has its own physical structure. For example, dressing style, housing construction, design, or we can say the this civilization. Civilization is one of the material culture. The Lindbergh also defined the concept of the culture. So according to him, the social mechanism of human behavior is the culture. The mechanism of social behavior of an individual. So it is nothing but the individual's behavior is a culture. So that is why it is a creation of man. So that is why culture is one of the most inseparable concept to the society or sociology. So MacIver is also one of the most famous sociologists of 19th century. Is defined the culture. According to him, the culture is expression of our nature. It expresses our nature, how the nature is designed, and what are the elements of nature. So it explains about the complete picture of our nature. It includes it includes our thoughts, values, behavior, habits, everything. So it expression of our nature. And the finally, Herskovits is the famous sociologist. So he defined that culture is the man-made art of the society. So here, Herskovits is clearly stated that the culture is man-made art. It is not created by the god, or it is not created by the biologically. It is a man-made art of society. The man or an individual to be followed or to be followed various kinds of traditions. It is considered as culture. So it is that is why it is considered as the man-made art of the society. So if we go in details about the characteristics of culture, the culture has the various characteristics. So we see the various definitions of culture. All the definitions of culture are revealed various characteristics about that particular concept. Here, the culture is learned. We can learn it from others, and the culture is social. It is not biological, and the culture is transmittive. It is cannot be stay with a single person. It is transmittive, and it is shared. It is we can learn from others and we can share to the others. So like that, it has its own characteristics. So let us go in detail about the characteristics in detail about that particular concept, culture. So culture is the first character is the culture is the learned. So here the culture is nothing but the individual's human behavior activities or a man-made art. So that not inherited by biologically. It is an art of man-made. So that is why the culture is inherited biologically, not inherited biologically. It is man-made activity or man-made art of the society. It is the process of learned socially by man. An individual a man can learn many things from his birth to death. So culture is nothing but it is the process of learned socially by a man. Our parents used to teach various cultural activities to us. So here, observe the imagine. A parent is giving some kind of habits to his children. So the children is as a member of society, each and every individual tries to learn something by others. Is called the culture. So here culture we will always learn from others. So it is called as learn the way of behavior. So it is entire life of an individual. Always man tries to learn. So that is why it is a learned. Culture is a learned way of the behavior of an individual. For example, there are different cultures we will learn from others. For example, shaking hands. The shaking hand is different from our culture and Western culture. Actually, the shaking hand is the culture of Western, but whereas the namaskar, wishing with folding two hands, is the culture of in India. And the dressing styles is different from one to another. We will learn which is attracted us. We will learn something from others. For example, the the wearing of pants and shirts were not our culture. Initially, it was the culture of Western, but we were learned, we were imbibed it, and the concept of culture is a kind of learning process. So it is, for example, to give respect to others. We always learn we have to respect our parents, we have to respect our elders, we have to respect our teachers. The respect gives a kind of meaning. So someone give respect by bending head in front of his superior, and someone respect by raising hands. So that is different, but overall it is the process of learning. So that is why it is culture is the learned process, and culture is a social phenomena. It is not a biological concept. It is a social concept. So it does not exist in the isolation. So already I mentioned that a man cannot survive without the help of the society. So likewise, the culture also does not exist in isolation. It is not an individual phenomenon. It is a product of society because it is a art of man-made. It is art of man-made activities. So the concept of culture is developed through the social interaction. The social interaction takes place within the society for the convenience of the individuals. So that kind of interaction is brought a kind of new communications. But without the interaction or without the culture, no man can acquire without association of others. No one on the earth, no one is acquired without the association of others. If he acquired or if he survived without the help of or without the association of others, he might be mad or he might be God. So I already mentioned that this statement has given long back by the father of political science, Aristotle. He clearly mentioned about the association or the companionship of the society. So the concept of culture is helps to the man to develop the human qualities in the society. He learns something from others. If he has bad qualities, he tries to quit it, and he has attracted by some other culture. He always tries to imbibe it, and he has always try to develop his personality. So that is why culture is a social process. It is not a biological process. It is a social concept. And culture is a shared one, because culture in the sociological sense is a shared. We can learn something from others, and we can also share what we learned to our next generation. It is not something that individual can alone possess it. It is not possible to possess culture along with an individual. It always shared one. We can learn something and we can share something. For example, we can have our own customs, we can have our own traditions, we can have our own beliefs, we can have our own ideas, values, moral, etc., etc., etc. So these all we learn from our parents, from our environment, from our neighborhood, and we can share it to our friends, neighbors, children's, or next generation. So that is why it is a shared one. So it adopts, the culture adopts and used, believed, practiced by more than one person. Because the society is nothing but a group of people. It is not linked with an individual. It is the companion of the group. So that is why it always tries to use, believe, and practiced by more than one person. And the another characteristics, third characteristics of culture is it is a transmittive. The culture is capable of being transmitted from one generation to other generation. So we will learn something from our parents, and we will give or we will transmit our culture to our children. For example, the people learn to worship gods from their parents, and they used to share it, or they used to transmit it from them to their children. So like that, the parents pass on the culture, character to their generations, to their next generation. So here, in the form of transmission or in the form of transforming, the language is the main vehicle of transmit the culture. But it is one of the main character of the transmission. So the transmission of culture may takes place by imitation as well as by instruction, because we cannot be alone. We are living in the society, and we are tries to always imitate to others, and we are always tries to instruct to others. So that is why it is the transmission of imitation and as well as instruction. So overall, the culture is a transformative process. And the fourth characteristic of culture is it is a continuous and cumulative process. The culture is a continuous process. So just observe the images. It is the growth of whole. Not only culture is the growth of an individual, it is the growth of an individual and as well as the society, as well as the nation, as well as the culture, everything. So it is the growth of whole. It is an achievement of past and present. If we go 10 years back, there is no the present culture. If you go 20 years back, there is no cell phones. But today, almost all the students are carrying the cell phones. So this is also one type of culture. And before that, the individuals used to wear the, the full body covered clothes. But today, the half naked is become a fashion. So it is change from the past to the present. So that is why culture is social heritage of man. If we observe the image, here the Golconda Fort is our heritage, or the monuments, the constructions, the books. These are all our heritage. So it is the construction is a material culture, and it is considered as heritage. And the ideas and thoughts are in the form of books. That is also non-material culture. So here, culture is the social heritage of man, and culture is consistent and integrated. So what happening? The culture is development has revealed a tendency to be the consistent. So it is different parts of the culture are interconnected. So culture is the combination of arts, culture is the combination of attitudes, culture is the combination of beliefs, culture is the combination of languages, culture is the combination of customs, culture is the combination of rituals, so culture is the combination of behavior. So like this, it is the parts of the interconnected. So that is why culture is the consistent and integrated. For example, there are various kinds of value systems of society. It is closely concerned with other aspects such as mortality, religion, and customs, traditions, and beliefs. So these all are tries to be consistent and tries to integrate. So that is why culture is the consistent and as well as the integrated. So to always try to integrate the ideas, thoughts, traditions, beliefs, whatever it may be. So it cannot be an isolated. And another feature of the culture is, or characteristics of the culture is, it is the dynamic and adaptive. The culture is the comparatively stable, but it is not altogether static. Somewhat it is comparatively stable, but it is not always together as static. It is the dynamic concept. It is slowly but changes growth or latent in culture. For example, we cannot imagine there was amazing growth in the present Indian culture with compare with the culture of Vedic times. So in those days, the Vedas and Upanishads are explored various the Hindu mythological concepts. But today, a tremendous change or tremendous growth has taken place within the society. It is adapted into the natural environment and helps to man in his process of adjustment. So man can adjust in the society by the culture. So that is why culture is a dynamic and as well as adaptive. So here just observe the pictures. We can adjust with others. And India is, it is a dynamic. It is, it has taken place the tremendous growth with compared to the past. So it has its own structure. it has its own function. So the culture, it has its own structural functionalism in sociology. And culture is a gratifying. So why culture, it provides the proper opportunities to the individuals and prescribes the man's means for the satisfaction of our needs and desires of an individual. So that is why it is gratifying. So the needs may be biological or social in nature, like the birth or food, shelter, and cool clothes to the individuals. So the culture is the gratifying. Each and every individual has his own desire about their birth, and they have their own passion about the food, shelter, and clothes. Some maybe wear the fashion style, and some maybe lives in hut, and another maybe lives in villas and bungalows, and some maybe wearing the normal clothes to cover his body, and some maybe wearing the costly clothes to cover his body. But to each and every individual, it is the gratifying concept. And sometimes culture exposes the status and dignity of individuals. It exposes an individual status. If someone is maintaining a different culture or elite culture, so it shows that he has elite people. He maintaining different kinds of, he maintaining a different culture, we can estimate that his status or his dignity. So that is why here the culture exposes the status and the dignity of an individual. So the culture guides the varied activities of man. So man has varied activities, different activities, but it guides the different activities of man. In fact, culture is defined as the process through which human beings satisfies their wants. So here, what I'm trying to say is that it is the process of the human beings satisfy their wants through the culture. So culture is a kind of weapon to satisfy his needs and desires of an individual within the society. And if we observe the culture, it is the varies from one society to another society. It is different from one society to another society. So if we take India, India is the hub of multiculturalism, or it is the place of multi-religious. We have Hindus, Muslims, Sikhs, Buddhists, Jainis, but each and every community has their own culture. So every society has culture of its own. For example, the tribals have their own culture. The Aryans have their own culture before that. And in the caste point of view, the Brahmins have their own culture, the Kshatriyas have their own culture, the Vaishyas have their own culture, and the Shudras have their own culture. In the ancient time, according to the Manu and his Manusmriti, the Manusmriti was highlighted the social structure of the society, like Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras. But they have their own culture. But here, in the present scenario, also the culture is different from one society to another society. The culture of every society is unique to itself, but not uniformly in nature. Of course, it is unique in itself, but it is not uniform in nature. It has its own elements such as customs, traditions, morals, ideas, values, beliefs, whatever it may be, practices, and philosophies, but not uniform in every aspect or everywhere. It is different from one society to another society. For example, if we take the dressing style of an individual or dressing style of various religions, the Hindus' dressing style is different from the Christians' dressing style, and the Christians' dressing style is different from the Sikhs' dressing style or Islam dressing style. So here the culture is varies from one society to another society. For example, social structure and its changes, dressing or food or education. The education is only the property of the Brahmins in the earlier days or before the British invasion. But after the British invasion, the education become the property of everyone's in the society instead of the Brahmins. And the food culture is different from one community to other community, one society to another society. And the dressing style also different from one society to another society or one community to other community. So here, what I'm trying to say is that the culture is varies from one society to another society. But finally, the culture has its own structure and functionalism. After observing all these characteristics, or by observing all these definitions of culture, it has its own structure and it has its own functions. So it means the culture has its own structural functionalism because the man is not only the social animal but also the cultural being. He cannot survive without the help of the society, or he cannot survive without the help of the culture. So culture is the part of society. So that is why an individual cannot be survived without the help of the culture and the society. So it has its own structural, like material culture and non-material culture. For example, if we take examples of material culture, the civilization. Civilization is the best example of material culture. So MacIver is strongly stated that the civilization is the material culture. And the non-material culture, for example, the material culture example is the physical structured culture, like the designs of the various different kinds of dressing styles, different kinds of houses constructions, different kinds of flags, different kinds of temples. So these are all material culture. And it is the best example is the civilization. And there are the non-material culture like ideas, knowledge, thoughts, beliefs. So these all are the non-material culture. So it doesn't have the physical structure. So that is why the culture has been fulfilling a number of functions in the process of socialization. So the culture is the treasury of knowledge. So it is definitely it is a treasure of knowledge. It gives a kind of knowledge to each and every individual. And the culture is defines the situation, whatever the situation an individual have, it explains about their situation. If he is following a kind of culture, it defines his status. Either he is the below poverty line or is above poverty line, or is middle class, upper middle class, or lower class. So it defines the situation of an individual, and the culture defines attitudes, values, and goals of an individual. Individual by himself he has imbibes his attitudes, and he has imbibes his values and his desire, his goals, but with the help of the culture. So that is why the culture defines the attitudes of an individual, the values of an individual, and the future goals of an individual. And the culture decides our career, how I should be in my life. So each and every individual thinks about his future. So the culture decides an individual career. So, and finally, it molds the individual's personality. The culture is a tool or a weapon to mold an individual personality. So it is like a weapon or it is like a tool to mold themselves, or it helps to individuals to change their personality to better, in a better manner, or better than the present situation. So that is why it is the molds the individual's personality to the present situation. So this is about the the culture and its characteristics. So my dear students, so thank you one and all. And once again, I am thanking to my beloved principal sir, Seri Kumar sir, and beloved secretary sir, R.S. Pravin Kumar sir, who has given this wonderful opportunity to me to express or to share my views in the form of video. So thank you for your patience. Thank you one and all for watching this video. Bye. Take care. Stay safe and stay home.